Hi everyone! I'm back with another drawing video. After drawing on my iPad, I really missed my pencils and paper. So here's another portrait. I love drawing minimalistic portraits, and I will be drawing one of my favorite models, Barbara Palvin. These are the materials I use. I'm using Faber-castell graphite pencils, and I actually only used the 4B, 6B and 8B. For the darkest parts, I use a black colored pencil. To smudge the graphite, I use these blending stumps, and for the highlights, I use a pencil eraser. This one is very short, so I'm using it with a pencil extender. If I want to lighten a part just a bit, I use this kneaded eraser. To clean my drawings from dust or eraser crumbs, I use a large soft brush. And for all of my pencils, I use this pencil sharpener from Faber-castell. There is a link to all of these materials under the video. I will keep my pencils here throughout the video so you can see which ones I will be using. First the 4B, then the 6B, then the 8B and the black pencil. Oh, I forgot this. I also use a soft tissue to smudge larger areas. I always start my drawings with the 4B, then the 6B and the 8B. For the darkest parts, I use the black pencil. Make sure to use light pressure and build up your layers gradually. Never go dark right away because that will be difficult to correct if you need to. You can always look back at your drawing and darken whenever you need to. Some of you have asked how I draw the sketch before I start shading. I have a tutorial on my Patreon or on Skillshare where I explain how you can draw an accurate sketch using an extra piece of paper. If you are interested, I'll have a link under the video as well. Nowadays, I just put my paper over the screen and trace over the basic outlines so I can get started with the shading right away. I do want to say that if you don't know how to sketch, I wouldn't start tracing. You should practice sketching first so you know what you are doing. There are so many different ways to practice your sketching. If you don't know what you are doing and you start with tracing, you could still mess up while you are shading. So practice a lot with sketching and shading before you start drawing portraits. There are so many different ways to start your sketch. Use a reference photo and try to draw exactly what you see. Practice this as much as you can. Draw what you see and not what you think you see. Study photos or your own face in the mirror to see where the highlights or where the shadows are. Look at every detail and try to recreate it. Practice and practice so much until you are satisfied with your drawings. Also, drawing portraits takes some time, so don't think you are finished after 2 or 3 layers. Look at my drawing of the eye after 3 layers. You have to keep on going and recreate the shadows and the highlights to make it look 3D. I have talked about this in some of my tutorials, so make sure to check them out too if you want to learn more. If you would like to see this video in real time, you can head over to my Patreon page, Kalia. I have exclusive tutorials and real-time videos as rewards. Or if you like, you could just support my journey as an artist. The link is also in the description if you want to check it out. I always like to finish one eye before I go to the next. And then I can go back if I need to darken or correct something. What I also like to do is take photos every time I take a break. By the way, it's important to take breaks, so you can come back fresh and continue your drawing. When I look at the photo to see my process, I check if I didn't miss any details or if the shadows and highlights are correct. If I need to correct, I do that, and that's how I go back and forth until I'm satisfied. Before I used to correct and keep on adding details, but now I try to stop drawing when I think it's finished and not try to make it perfect, because it will never be perfect. I also don't want my drawings to be hyper-realistic. I want my drawings to look like drawings, if that makes sense, and still have that handmade look. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts about this drawing. Let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss my next videos. Thank you for watching!